Alright, what's up, Dragon Brood? We're gonna do some Reanimator because I've seen everybody else doing it and I haven't really gotten around to playing one. And honestly, it looks like we have so many new cards that makes reanimating easy. So we're just gonna see if this works out the way I think it does. But anyway, this should be a pretty straightforward list. We've got some cut downs because, you know, we gotta have removal. Valgavas Faithful because it's basically a 5 mana Reanimator spell. 4 Bitter Triumphs because we want to be able to put stuff in the graveyard. I should be playing more Bitter Reunion, but I wanted to squeeze for some other cards, so I'm only playing 3. But it does put stuff in the graveyard and can give stuff haste, but maybe I'll regret not having that 4th one. We'll see. Zombify, obviously, is the 4 mana Reanimator spell that we got reprinted in Foundations. We are going to play some Elder Dragon War for a couple of reasons. It's also one of the reasons I'm not playing a full set of Bitter Reunions, as this also can let us discard stuff and put it in the graveyard. This helps still with the small creature token decks, and can just make us a 4/4 flyer, right? So even if stuff happens to our graveyard, we can still have other things to fight with. We also decided to go with things like Vein Ripper instead of like the thing that's like protection from all colors or Atraxa, just so we can actually cast everything in case things happen to our graveyard. So we have Vein Ripper, we have some Atali, well, old Atali that got reprinted, so technically like the new Atali, but you know what I'm saying. But we also have Trumpeting Carnosaur, which can double as removal, which is nice. We have some Phyrexian Flesh Gorger. I wanted a few of these just to have some early actual creatures if we needed them, and the life gain doesn't hurt either, and it's also a fun card to reanimate. Of course, we have some Virtue of Persistence because, well, it's a reanimator spell and a removal spell. And then our big finishers off the top that we'd like to get are Atali, Primal Conqueror, so we can get some free cards off of each deck. Also, Sire of 7 Deaths, because I don't get to play with this enough, and I want to throw it in here, and it has like 7 different abilities, which are all pretty good. And of course, Valgavoth, because it's the biggest, dumbest thing we can get right now that has a big impact. So yeah, y'all probably know how this is going to work. We're just going to see if this version is any better than any of the other stuff we've seen. But if you like it and you think it is and you want to download it, in the video we'll have a link that takes you over to Moxfield, a channel sponsor, where we host all of our decks just like this one that you can download and play for yourself. And if you want to get any cards, dice, sleeves, whatever, check out our friends over at Tales of Adventure. That's TOAMagic.com. Use code DRAGON, DRAGN. I need y'all to use the site so they keep supporting the channel, and you'll get to save money on anything you're buying. So go check them out. They're good people. But alright, all that being said, let's go see if we can get some big creatures to run over our opponents on the cheap. Well, good news, bad news. If we find a way to get something in the graveyard. Well, we do have this. You know what? Yeah, sure, I'll keep it. Why not? I mean, I'm going to play the Faithful because it doesn't even matter if it dies right now while we're holding 2 Zombify. And there's something we want to get into the graveyard. So now we just got to get there. Alright, well, we got the mana. I guess we'll leave a backup Faithful. I don't know. Like, I assume the opponent's going to want to kill this as soon as they can. Just so we can't use it. But what the hell do I know? Well, they get to take an Atali. Wow, Atali was the right answer to take, opponent. Why would you leave us with the one thing that we could put into our graveyard? Like, that seems bad. Alright, well, whatevs. I'm just going to discard Atali because if they do somehow have a removal and a discard spell, it would suck to get rid of the other card in our hand. So let's just do this. Alright, no need to attack. I mean, they can remove Atali from there. That is the downside when you're doing Reanimator stuff, right? Any graveyard targeted stuff is not going to be good for us. We know that. I mean, the problem for them is they know we're also holding Zombify. So you might as well kill the Faithful and make me use an extra spell. Otherwise, I'm probably just going to crack the Faithful because I'm not going to be attacking with it at this point. But our hand wasn't even good. Like, we didn't even have a thing to put in the graveyard. We just had, like, 3 Reanimator spells, basically. And we might still just get there easily. Alright. That's cute. We get us a 4/4 dragon. We will reanimate an Atali. We get a cut down for their thing. Sure. Yep, that's going to do it. Okay, what do you want to do here? I guess we keep it. I mean, obviously, we can get these into the graveyard by just killing stuff. Sure, I'll take a backup. Oh, we may not have too much time to worry about backups. I guess we'll go here with at least one and pass. I could play both realistically because this is likely just to be some creature deck, but I wasn't totally sure. I mean, it's obviously a creature deck, but I just wasn't sure what else they were doing along the way. That card's annoying, but I'm gonna hope we can get there with some variety of things. And I'm just gonna kill the Burrow Guard here and attack. Now we know we can crack the Faithful to get the Carnosaur and hopefully hit something else useful. But we could also be taking like 5 damage here. Okay, well, 4 damage. Still not great. Alright. Well, good news is we found a 5th land. So if something does happen, we can get one of these back into play with this Faithful. So that's pretty sweet. Alright, come on. Actually, if we hit like a Friction Flesh Quarter, that would be sweet. That was not what we were looking for. So that creates another interesting problem. I guess we just put this into the graveyard, even though it's like pseudo removal. And then I can just use Faithful. Oh, well, we drew a Zombify. Dang. Oh, actually, we got a... Oh, hold on. I mean, how much damage am I willing to take here? Quest Caller's annoying. But right now, we at least still trade with the Might Caller. Yep. I'm not going to be able to kill enough stuff with the Elder Dragon War, I don't think. I mean, if they attack, we'll trade. Absolutely. Which, honestly, it could be in their best interest to even just trade here. I mean, it's at least worth considering if I'm in their shoes. Because part of the question is, like, what's your next best option if you don't attack here, right? Hope I don't get this other guy out of the graveyard, because then I have 2 blockers that are big. But I'm also only at 14, so yeah, I was gonna say you kind of just go for it here, right? And this actually puts them in a reasonable spot for next turn, and kind of puts the pressure on me. Like, do I have to use the Elder Dragon War here and just set it up where I maybe only take 4 next turn? Which, you know, maybe this could be the right answer here. There's also some weird scenarios where I could just, like, play Flesh Gorger and attack to get some life. Boy. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. What are we doing here? What are we doing? Sorry, y'all. I don't know if I just want to reanimate this guy. Actually, I might Zombify and play a Valgavoth's Faithful. Yeah. I don't know if this is the right answer. I'm probably supposed to play the Elder Dragon War here and just go down to, like, 4 or 5 life, but... Okay, this actually works. Let's discard a card, kill this, discard this. So now it gives some value to my Elder Dragon War. Oh no, because I'll put the counter on something else. I forgot about that ability. Gosh dang it. Yeah, I had to kill those first. I'm cooked. I messed up. Especially if they have any row removal here. Well, I say that. I can get a 7 power lifelinker back. They also didn't grow the paw patch big enough. So being able to kill... Oh, we might get to kill a lot of paw patches here. Oh, wow. We might actually survive this, y'all. I thought I was cooked, but maybe I was just like hot dog water level cooked. Not like good steak on a barbecue grill cooked. Okay, yeah. All right. This is looking fine. So we're going to lose this Valgavoth Faithful that we played. But I think it's okay. It's worth it. I'm like double checking just to make sure. But yeah, let's do it to it. And we'll just deal 2 to everything. And then I can play this. We know their hand's safe because they're not going to be able to come after us. So I'm going to go ahead and just play this out. and pass the turn. All right, that's not bad. That is a good setup. All right, and then they give up. Yeah, because there, I was thinking we could try to get out of trouble by just getting the Flesh Gorger, though they would be able to block and kill it, or we could just gamble and get another Carnosaur, but I probably would have went for the Flesh Gorger just to make sure we get out of trouble and get to kill at least 2 creatures, and then see what happens from there. Plus, we'd be getting a 4/4 dragon off of the Dragon War in 2 turns. Oh boy. 3 Ruckus Theaters, huh? Sure. Like, not great, but I mean, we do get to set up our hand, I guess. I'm going to take at least one of those. Just a regular untapped land. I don't know if I'm going to need it, but let's go here. Just in case. I doubt it, but, you know, we might want to shoot something with a Bitter Triumph. Maybe that. I don't know. We'll see. Let's discard a card. Try to kill that. I mean, they could bounce it, save it. We don't really care. Our goal there was just get a Tali into the graveyard. Yeah. So I'm okay with that. It effectively did the same thing we wanted to. Now we're just looking for a Reanimator spell. Not really a Bitter Reunion. Well, maybe. Problem is, I don't know how many counters they're playing. But yeah, I think I'm going to leave it anyway. I think that's fine. Don't think we can get away with playing that, though. I want to play Valgavoth's Faithful, but realistically, we need to have that on, like, turn 5 or something. Alright, we're only going to get 1 good turn out of this, so... here's hoping. Nope, that ain't it. Alright. I mean, they could also play, like, I don't know, 4 skeletons here. You know what would be epic? Is if the opponent does this, and our Atali hits our Dragon War. Alright, that's what we're going to hope for. We need Atali to hit Dragon War. That would be the play. If it doesn't, we're probably cooked, right? But... ooh, we get a Valgavoth and an Adaptive? I don't hate this. I ain't gonna lie. I don't hate this. Put it on... jeez, I don't know. What's Valgavoth? The demon? It's like... that's why we'll get the most life. And I'll go ahead and play this just so we have another blocker. Turns out we didn't need the Dragon War because we had our own Valgavoth here. Yeah, this works because now even if we block, we gain 10. So whatever. Block token, block this guy. Yep, we are good to go. Way to go, Atali. Also, this is why when y'all see a lot of it, I actually mute a lot of my opponents and I have that edited out because you get people like this that are just like, GG's, thinking they're just going to overview all the skeletons. You played 1 card, and then we turned everything around. So, generally, I like my opponents, but Bobo King, quit having bad manners, man. All right, we have cut. Yeah, we'll keep this. We'll keep this. It's not like, this isn't the, like, Reanimator hand, but it does have a little bit of removal. Hopefully we get a 3rd land, can play a Flesh Gorger, and then we can just figure things out from there. I say that, I might just discard one of them to the Bitter Reunion here. I think that's the play. And if they're playing elves or some such, we now have 2 good removal for it, and we can play a Valgavoth's Faithful. So that's good times. They are not. They're just playing some green mana things. Let's go ahead and use this. Because at least at instant speed, we can do some things with Carnosaur. Or just reanimate Flesh Gorger if they don't do anything threatening. And we shall see. Beast Caller. Wow, we have so many things here. Do we just get one of these back? I don't think we do. I think I'm gonna pass. See if I can use Carnosaur to shoot something. And then on our turn, reanimate Carnosaur. That's just more overall potential value. Yeah, let's get rid of this. Resolve, resolve, resolve. Alright. Ooh, Valgavoth. I need to get you into the graveyard. Let's go ahead and get the Carnosaur. Well, alright. I guess we can still get a Phyrexian Flesh Gorger after all. Innkeeper's Talent. You got it. Double Innkeeper's Talent. You definitely got it. Okay. Yeah, I think I just attack here. Alright. And then we'll get us a Flesh Gorger. I guess it could have got Flesh Gorger and gave it haste. Would have forced... I wouldn't guess I wouldn't have forced the block. They'd have went to 7. Could have been a real thing, though. Yep. Put some counters on some things. You got it. Alright, well, incoming. Oh, interesting. So they're just going to give up their whole board here and take 2? But they do get to put a creature into their hand. Alright. Seems fine. So the question now is, do I just play this for 3? I think I do, because I can just play Sire of the Seven Deaths next turn. In the turn. And then also, if I get any Reanimator spells, I still have access to this stuff. Alright, you got it. And another 1/1, because you're playing a lot of 1-mana things. Alright. Also now, though, if I get a cut down, I can... what's it called? Not that. But I was going to say, the other thing that I can just shoot a creature, then I put Valgavoth in yard. But now, I'll just start reanimating things. Unless I have a way to get rid of it. Oh, Hunter's Talent, sure. So they're going to lose 3 anyway. That's fine. Ooh, Tumblewag. Okay. Well, fortunately, we're at 32 life, so we have a little bit of time. What do I get here? I guess it has to be Carnosaur, because there's a chance I get 2 things. Whereas just 1 thing isn't quite enough, even with Menace, under the current circumstances. So, from our graveyard... I say that, but then they have to block with 2... Yeah, I'm going to get Carnosaur. Who am I kidding? Alright, that works. So now, this has Trample, right? So if I play this, that's 14, plus that, they have 8, 9... Yeah, that should do it. I'm also a mana away from just playing this. Yep, that's going to do it. We will definitely keep this. Right now, Trick is getting Carnosaur into the graveyard. You know what's funny? So far, I feel like in this video, Carnosaur has been our best Reanimator target. And I don't think I would have predicted that. Tali, you just go into the yard for now. Also, can we beat like a real... I mean, I guess if they had a bunch of counters, we could slowly get there, but definitely something to talk about. Alright, so we have a Zombify with our 4th land. I think I'm just going to kill a flyer, so opponents at least incentivized to play more things instead of just leave counters up. Because they're playing an aggro deck, and they already have a creature out, they're probably not going to try to play multiple creatures, but here, we created a scenario where they will play multiple creatures. However, I don't think I'm going to get Natali right now, because without it having haste, we can't really get value out of it against a blue-black deck. So what I think I want to do is play this, probably discard the Elder Dragon War, and just use Virtue on this guy. I think is the game plan. Or I could put the Carnosaur there. Nah, that's fine. Oof. Oof. Why did I get hit like that, deck? Let's yeah, this kills this. I might need a Bitter Triumph for like Shieldred or something. If I get them and tap enough mana and I can get an untapped lane. Oh, funny, there's a Shieldred, just like I was talking about. Yeah, sure. I assume, okay, we did find our 5th land. Pass the turn. I assume the opponent's playing mostly removal and, you know, just quality creatures. Well, that's fun. Alright, so if we're reanimate Carnosaur, I mean, reanimate Atali, attack, get 2 things. Yeah, we'll just get this out of the way because... Alright, let's go get that Atali. We'll give things haste. And see what Santa Claus version of Atali brings. Nothing, just 2 lands. Gosh damn it. Like, why? Why are you like this? One time, I just need you to get some reasonable spell, but no. Whoa, do they not have a way to kill our Atali? Like, I don't even mind them milling stuff like that. Actually, ooh, they put 2 of our bigger Atalis in the yard. That's awesome. They do get a card, so there's that. I guess that's not the worst thing. Let's go attack, see what else we get. No, I got a Valgavoth, faithful. That doesn't suck. Oh, of course, they have a cut down, and that's during combat, so I couldn't activate it. Alright, sure. I mean, also, if we get our 7th land, then we get access to other things too, so that's real. Alright. We're not too worried about Shieldred, because if they target Bane Ripper, then they have to just deal with that. So, we're going to go attacking. And see what we get. Spin the wheel. I could copy a Bane Ripper, right? We'll copy and draw. Yeah, seems good. I mean, copy a Bane Ripper, sack your dude. Oh, they're gonna counter their own 3-step. Okay, sure, reasonable. Opponent, you're just gonna die anyway. Yeah, sounds good. All right, we'll take those. Yeah, we'll keep this. Oh, double bitter reunion. That's not what we're looking for. Yeah, alright. Well, that goes to the graveyard. Definitely don't want that in hand. We got to find a fourth land at a minimum. That's where everything starts. Alright, going bitter reunion. I will discard Natali. Alright, well, I didn't need all that land. Cornucopia. I guess we'll do it again. Get rid of this. Are we supposed to play Balgavoth Faithful here? I don't think so. Like, the answer is maybe. Like, probably we're supposed to, but eh. Huh. That's not what I expected to see. I mean, obviously they have the mana for it, but that's still a little surprising. Pass the turn. I think the goal is going to be try Valgavoth's Faithful. I'm assuming they're going to counter. We will try another one, see if they counter, and then we'll just figure out what to do from there. I would love to have something other than just Valgavoth in the graveyard, but, you know. Ooh, actually, now I'd rather just have a Zombify. So I can just smack her, because that's going to be very bad. We're probably just going to get doppelganged, to tell you the truth. Yep, you got it. Alright, come on, Zombify. Actually, I guess I could just kill her with this, too. Since I don't have a real target for Trumpeting Carnosaur. Let's do that. You know what? I'm going to get rid of the cut down. Because there's a chance we might just have to cast Carnosaur on a coming turn.
This isn't happening.
Like, just might be hard up for value and we gotta do something, you know? Alright, let's go get Valgavoth. I would get a Tali, because the opponent has some big cards, but I wasn't able to give it haste here. Atraxa, sounds good. They do have ley lines. Can we draw another removal spell for Atraxa? Another Bitter Triumph would be great. Because then we'd have access to an Atraxa and could just play one. I'm also wondering, they don't... Okay, they're playing Niv-Mizzet. Huh. So there's a good chance they don't even have Sunfalls or whatever. Okay. But they could ill-timed Explosion for 7. Don't know how much we care about that. Well, let's use their commercial district, because that's just a free land. And see if we can put something good in the yard. That doesn't really do much for us here, I don't feel like. But I also, I mean, I guess we can just get the Atali back here. That's something. Alright, well, let's just attack. I mean, I doubt they'll block. There's not much need to unless they just want to play the other Atraxa. But in that exchange, we're net 2 life out of the deal, so it's not the worst. Alright. They also didn't take the ley line when they had the chance to, which makes me feel like they already have a ley line. It's probably why they took the Overlord over that, since they had the options. Yep. You got it. Cool. So I'm sure they get rid of the other things that aren't Leyline and aren't Atraxa. Sounds good. Yep, you got it. Okay, now we know they have another Atraxa, so we're not going to get excited about anything here yet. Let's try attacking with the Tali first before we use the Bitter Triumph. See what we get. Because we could just as well get like their ley line and just get rid of Atraxa. We don't have to waste this one, and we can hit their other Atraxa. Nope, we just got land. Ooh, we did get a Virtue though. And we'll kill their Atraxa? Ooh, that's nice. I ain't gonna lie, that's real nice. So then we kill their Atraxos. They don't get any extra life here. Get rid of this. They don't have the mana to counter. So they take 6. Alright, this kind of worked out. You know, I'm not mad at this. Ooh, and a Vein Ripper. Okay. Alright. So stuff's happening now. You know, they're like, nah, you don't get to keep that on top. Whatever it was you wanted to keep. Sure. They might also be looking for another color or something too, but who knows. Alright. Oh, also, we get their Atraxa with haste, by the way. That's amusing. Alright, so what do you got? You got Doppelgangs. Oh, no, you got Make Your Own Luck. No Doppelgangs, though. Alright, so they just get Make Your Own Luck, Leyline. Yeah, alright, that's fine. Yep, you get to bind that. That makes sense. Obviously, that's what you're aiming for. Alright, our turn. I don't even know how we're in this. I feel like we should just be so far behind. We got another one. That's funny. Okay, what do we even have? We don't have anything good in the graveyard, right? So we're all in hand here. So it's Trumpet and Carnosaur, see if we find something. Or just play Leyline, get their Atraxa, and then just start working from there. I mean, Also, the question is, do we just want to attack with a Tali at that point? I guess we just do this. I feel like they just have such good stuff. I kind of want to just do it. But we could also hit a land or something. Alright. Because there's like a possibility of just giving them 7 life and not getting anything from it, I think we just wait. And if they get rid of this ley line, then like, well. I mean, get of a Virtue. They also might just discard an Atraxa if they have another. Because they already have one in the yard, so it doesn't matter if there's 2 if they want to get rid of our Tali. Well, no, but they get rid of their own Atraxa. They're not going to do that. So they discard nothing. We are also only at 9. That is a real concern here. We have to pay attention to that as well. Alright, let's get an Atraxa. Unless they stop us. Alright, we also now own a fancy Atraxa. We will get a Bitter Triumph, a Valgavoth, a Zombify. Actually, do we need a Zombify? We already have, the Valgavoth's Faithful. Probably just take... Well, I mean, it's a sorcery. I mean, I guess we get it anyway, right? Unless we want this to have a dragon in addition. Yeah, that's probably... Well, we get that anyway. Well, we get a little bit of everything. So let's go ahead and take a Ruckus. Yep, seems good. Lot of value there. Ooh, ooh, that's really good. Okay, so we give our stuff haste. If we play this, and then give everything haste. Now, there is an argument. I should just play Bitter Triumph, and then just go after the thing. All right, well, didn't get the value there that we wanted. Okay, then. Yeah, we'll crack it. Alright. Like I said, maybe I'm supposed to just kill their Atraxa there, or maybe set up an Elder Dragon Warrior River, like reanimate Valgavoth or something, but... Oh boy. He says, each instant sorcery from your graveyard that's exactly 2 colors has jumpstart, so you could just replay it. Seems good. Also, as you know, jumpstart is, you may cast this card from your graveyard by discarding card in addition to paying its other costs. So for each of these, they could discard a card and pay 2 and do their thing. Yeah, I guess we're supposed to block it. Like, I genuinely can't imagine why I wouldn't block there. Because until they get rid of our Virtue of Persistence, we just get to keep doing this over and over and over. This has protection from mono-colored as well, so we are not going to be able to kill it with a Bitter Triumph. And they know that, so... something to keep in mind. However, we do now get to attack with Atali without any real issues because we don't die. Now, there's protection for multicolor, so it can actually... or it's hexproof, not even protection, so I'm wrong there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... Ah, conveniently, I have 7 mana. Well, I guess we'll take an Atali. I'll take another Virtue. I'll take a Bitter Triumph in case something on their side shows up. And I guess I'll get a creature land, so... you know, if we just need that much extra value. Well, let's play a Crawling Barrens. We'll play Atali and just give everything haste, I guess. I don't know. I'm actually at the point I'm going to be able to just straight up cast Valgavoth soon. None of this is about to start mattering. Doppelgang that I can't pay anything for. Sure. We get the Doppelgang. Submit 0. We'll cast this. We will discard some cards. How many cards? I have 20 cards left. 26. I'm going to put this in the yard, and I guess Valgavoth, since I have multiple Reanimator things. Sure. And I'll discard 1 Valgavoth's Faithful. I don't think that's going to be important. I mean, we'll do that next, but for now, let's attack with everything. Ooh, a Beanstalk. I guess I want an extra card. And we get a free Zombify? Sure. Especially if the opponent's going to be discarding cards. We'll get those for free. So that's sweet. I mean, at some point, if they have a Sunfall, we're going to see it, right? I still have Trumpeting Carnosaur, Sire of the 7 whatever's in there, so that's all good. Let's discard one of these. Let's discard a Faithful. And... I don't even know. Maybe a Raucous Theater. Oh, man, how many do we got to discard here? We have so many cards in hand. My goodness. We have double Bitter Triumph. Let's go ahead and do that. That's fine. All right. Though we don't terribly fear Sunfall here because, again, we can just start getting back the other cards. And it's like, okay, do you have an answer for that? Do you have an answer for that? I mean, we've done a lot this game to stay in this, considering how the opponent started, plus they hit their ley lines. But the thing is, each Atali has been getting us so much value here. And then now they got to deal with Valgavoth, and their own Atraxa twice loaded our hand. All right, Doppelgang. You have a lot of ley lines. And a lot of Reanimator things. Oh, they had another one? Oh, okay. Well, they win this one. My goodness. All right. When they have it, they have it. What you gonna do? All right. GG's. I was wondering if they were gonna hit their other doppelgang. We're dead. We're not coming back from that. Yeah, we'll try. Sometimes it's not great. You just got to give it a chance, right? Ruckus Theater. I guess we'll leave the Ruckus Theater up because ultimately we only have cut down, so we either get to use it or we don't. So might as well have a tap land here. Okay. We'll keep that. And now we just have to work on getting this Atali into the graveyard. I say only, but you know, one thing at a time. Dawning Marshal. Okay. Not a card you see too often, but I'll go ahead and try to kill that. Why not? Seems reasonable. I'm going to go ahead and play this as somewhat of a decoy, maybe. Maybe they either want to kill it or be afraid to attack, possibly. Nope, they're just going to play 2 1-mana things and then attack. Oh, nope, they had to lay down arms. All right, we can live with that. They gave us some life to survive the thin times. All right, Cub, you got it. Gain some life. We take 4. Oh, come on, deck. Now you're just teasing me. All right, that's at least something. Though, if they have another laydown arms after they play their next land, that's going to suck. Not a lot we can do about it, though. Actually, hold up. I can just play a Tali here and then play this Gorger, because we already have 7 mana, or a 7th land in hand. And now, as long as this doesn't die to something crazy, we could just zombify it. Nice. Do I want to kill this? That only destroys enchantments. Whatever. I'm going for it. All right, cool. Didn't even have to worry about it. So that time, we weren't even a Reanimator deck. We just played dude straight up. And that was enough. This is, again, why I was saying in the opener, while we could play Progenitus, we could play Atraxa, like, games like this where you just need to cast things makes it a lot easier to have stuff that's just reliable. All right, well, maybe they did just make playing Reanimator real easy. Because even there was several games that even if opponent would have had graveyard removal, we had like multiple other ways to try to win. We're able to still just cast some stuff, which is really nice. And I think if you're worried about that stuff, you do have some options, right? You could play, let me bring it up here. You could play a Braid if you're worried about something, say, like Vacuum. I think that's a real thing. I also think there's a possibility of, you know, the green-white enchantment-based, you know, domain control type decks being an issue. And if you do struggle with those, I think something like Withering Torment is worth considering, especially since we have Valgavoth Sire, Phyrexian Fleshgorger in here to gain life. It wouldn't be unreal to be able to play a couple of these, even if you want to put the main deck, if you're concerned about those decks, because those are going to be very tough matchups. But this will let you kill a creature or an enchantment. And honestly, this even works against like the Caretaker's Talent deck, stuff like that. So this could be worth testing if you're looking for that solution. But we do have answers to problematic cards. So I just want to point that out for people who say, but graveyard stuff, or I can't beat the enchantment decks. Well, you do have answers if you want to play them. Now, that aside, I do think the deck actually did what we wanted it to do. And I think as we saw a couple of times, just being able to hard cast some of our cards is actually very good. We didn't run into too many of the small creature decks, but the Elder Dragon Ward did come in handy a couple of times. Also, don't forget that this does 2 damage to your opponent as well, so it can contribute towards some amount of finishing damage if necessary. I will say if you don't like a Tali, because, or at least smaller Tali, Primal Storm, one thing I will say is this does have the drawback of not doing anything immediately. Whereas even something like Vein Ripper doesn't do something right when it hits the battlefield, but it does actually still harm the opponent if they do something, or if you chump block one of their creatures or whatever, right? You don't really get anything out of a Tali until you're able to attack, and then it's a true crapshoot, because if you might just get lands or something, right? Whereas the bigger Atali, you actually always get an active spell. So something to consider there. If you don't want a Tali, feel free to play another Vein Ripper. It's still 6 mana, just different color combinations, obviously. Or you could even play another Trumpeting Carnosaur or another Phyrexian Flesh Gorger. If you want an early creature, some life gain stuff against some of the aggro decks, you know, that's an option as well. So I think there's a few ways you could build this and mitigate some problems if you don't want to play certain cards. But overall, this is actually pretty damn good. So Reanimator, you're still alive and well. You just got to keep it simple, I think. But we have 4 Valgavoth's Faithful, 4 Bitter Triumph, 3 Bitter Reunion, 4 Zombify, 3 Elder Dragon War, 1 Vein Ripper, and Atali, which again, I think the Atali could be switched for a variety of other things here if you're talking about Primal Storm. 3 Trumpeting Carnosaur, 2 Phyrexian Flesh Gorger, 3 Virtue of Persistence, 2 Atali Primal Conqueror, 1 Sire of the Seven Deaths, 2 Valgavoth Terror Eater, 6 Swamp, 4 Mountain, 4 Blackleaf Cliffs, 4 Blazemire Verge, goodness, Rockets Theater, 2 Sulphur Springs, and 2 Crawling Barrens. And yeah, we've been playing all kinds of crazy stuff. And I just went back and looked at the Naya tokens list and redid that with newer cards. And it actually was super good, and we won so many different ways. Like, that might be the best way to play tokens right now. So you should check out that next video. But that's all I have for now. We'll see you next time.